Hey, give yourselves a hand for coming out on a Friday, Christmas. Oh my goodness. My goodness, thank you. It looks like a good crowd tonight, huh, Skirt?
Looking good, looking good. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a long time. I know it's only been 2 months, but it's been a long 2 months.
Give it up for our co-host, the one, the only, Scurvy.
And of course, you can't forget Mr. Brian Medina, the founder of the internet.
I just don't get the love like you do. Forget that fool.
Maybe I can build it up as well. Maybe it's an execution.
I think so. I think so. Wow, there is a lot of people. Doesn't the hallway look so beautiful tonight? Give it up for the hallway. Hallway love.
Hallway love.
That could be a title of something right there.
What an excuse to show up late for work.
I'm telling you.
It's about ready for some heated competition. Yeah. I think we got a lot of names. Brian's going back to get the list, and I think it's about time to get this thing kicked off. Now, who's been to a slam that's here? Some of you? Who's been to a slam? Some of you? So you know there's rules. So for the people that haven't, allow me to elucidate you. This is competitive discourse, and because it is competitive, we have to have some rules that we have to go by. Now, a lot of people say, well, how do you judge art? We come to you. So to explain it in brief, we're going to have 2 rounds. I think we got a lot of poets, too. I think we got, 14, 15, something like that. We got a lot of names on the list. So we're going to have 2 rounds. You're going to hear original work. Poets are going to come up here, and they're going to spit their stuff on this mic. They're going to share their innermost thoughts with you. There cannot be any musical backup, no dancers, no accompaniment. You cannot have somebody on a cappella standing behind you. No clowns, no trapeze artists, no aerialists. It's just you and your words and a piece of paper if you need it too. We don't look down on that. Now the thing is that, like I said before, we're going to need a little participation from you guys. We're going to need judges. In a few minutes, we're going to come around with these whiteboards, and we're going to be looking for judges who want to volunteer. And if we cannot find anyone to volunteer, we will draft you. That's right. Some of you will be judges. Now, the first thing I want to explain about being a judge is everybody's got a difficult time with this position. Being a judge is a position of responsibility, and everybody thinks the same thing. Most people are generally good-natured, and they think, how can I judge someone on stage? How can I judge their art, their poetry, their words, their innermost thoughts, their passions? How can I, me, a mere mortal, decide to cast judgment down on them in the form of a score from 1 to 10? Because the whiteboard gives you the power to use it. You are the judges. You are the ones to decide this competition, and nobody wants to give somebody a low score. There'll be questions later. Just write them down, and I'll answer. Nobody wants to give anyone a low score, so you want to make sure to judge fair, because this is a competition. If you do give somebody an undeserving high score, then somebody else that does deserve it may lose. And we cannot have a lack of justice in the Poetry Cathedral tonight. It must be done. It's a righteous mission. It's your mission. Now, who would like to be a judge? So we got some takers. It's a righteous mission. It's a holy mission. We need you for this mission. All right, we got a couple people. Now keep in mind, judges, the scores are from 1 to 10. We will accept a decimal place, but try to keep it 1 decimal place. We'd really like to not see that was a 7.235 pi algorithm divided by 10 logarithm, whatever. Try to keep it simple. 1 decimal place helps us out with maintaining consistent scores. Now, how are these scores going to matter? Well, like I said, 1 to 10, 2 rounds. This is what's going to determine our winner, folks. And judges, be tough, be fair. And listen to the audience, too. Audience, this is the part where you have a say. You can decide to sway the judges one way or another, because judges, no matter how harsh, can often be swayed by signs that the crowd is moved. Even if they don't understand it, they will recognize resonance. So keep that in mind, too. Now, how do you lose points? Well, there's one way to lose points, and I'm intimately familiar with this, so this is the other part of the show, the disclaimer, if you will. There is a 3-minute time limit.
Say what?
A 3-minute time limit. Yes, folks, you got 3 minutes, especially when we got how many poets tonight?
My goodness, we have
a lot.
roughly 14.
14 poets. It matters. It matters when we have this many on the list. To be courteous, remember, if you're going to do a 10-minute piece, just keep in mind we got 14 names on the list. 3 minutes if you want to win. Once you go past the 3 minutes, you start losing points. That's how you can have a tremendous upset. A lot of people have seen contests end with a person losing that everybody was sure they were going to win because they got straight 10s in both rounds, but they also did 15-minute pieces. And they lost points. Trust me, I am familiar with this. I have come in negative 50 at a slam, and you can only get 50 points. So if you want to win, keep that time limit in mind. However, keeping with the idea that we also want to be courteous to our fellow poets, with that said, if you have something that you need to say that takes 4 minutes, you know what I say. Fuck the time limit. That's right. Thank you, Mr. Jasso. Because as much as this is a show and a competition, it is also a public forum for you to be able to say whatever you need to say. Thank you. Waiting for a bouquet to hit me in the face. I feel so loved. I've been gone for too long. All right, and you might be wondering what this strange object is on stage. This object, this strange box full of other strange, equally strange objects. This is the mystery box. Ooh. Now, how do you access the mystery box? We call this the Discontent Judges Prize. If somebody scores 6 or less, they get to choose from the mystery box. What could be in there, you might ask? Why does it need to be mysterious? It's some really weird crap in there, for one. This thing has been stuffed time and time again by this man and multiple other delinquents and weirdos, and they've stuffed all kinds of stuff in there. You name it, fiddle-faddle, candy bars, tampons, mouse traps, pregnancy tests, window cleaner, Chinese finger traps. We've had somebody pull a blow-up doll out of there. Some of it's cool, some of it's just weird. So, audience, keep us on track. If you see a score of 6 or less and we don't catch it, remember, the box! The box! That's all you gotta do, and then it'll remind us to do our jobs. Are you ready for the first poet? Please welcome back up to this mic, Mr. Chris Mattoon. Give it up.
I look up. In the darkness, there is a mirror, reflecting what I'm afraid to tell the world. What feels like 1 billion sins staring at me, squinting at me, blinking as I blink. At the same time, a reflection for all the world to see, now glaring at me through 1 billion pairs of eyes. I'm sick of this shit. I made mistakes. I was young, just as you were once. Everyone made mistakes, just like you. I'm done apologizing for past transgressions. I'm tired of not looking up at night to see scorpions chasing princesses while Orion pours his dinner from the Little Dipper. Who the hell are those unknowns to judge me? Give me one of those eyes in the abyss above the sun that I could judge you. Now tell me how you feel. It hurts, doesn't it? You look up and you want to tell me to go fuck myself. I'm not saying I've never been a judge, but this gavel in my hand has become an insufferable weight that I have dropped it. Now it falls and it will crash like mighty thunder on the ground at your feet. And if you are lucky, the ground will not part to swallow you as you fall, wishing you had never looked up and judged me. I'm done with your accusations. To hell with your opinion. Please, do let the door hit you in the ass as you leave this worldly courtroom. Hang your head if you feel guilty. But I will not leave until I have looked up to see 1 billion twinkling stars shine down on me as I make my way, thinking nothing but joy that I have paid due penitence.
All right, give it up one more time for our newcomer, Chris Mattoon.
Hey.
He's in a difficult position. because he's the sacrificial poet in both rounds. Wow, well, round one in open mic. If you become sacrifice in round two, you need a consolation prize from the box just because that's rough. It's a rough one. Sacrificial poet's tough. All right.
Judges, all right, write your score, hold them up high. We have a 7.5.
7.5. A 7. Another 7. A 7. And an 8 in the back for Chris Mattoon. Not a bad score starting out the night. That's right. And another randomly chosen contestant coming up here. Y'all ready for the next poet? Please welcome up to this mic, Miss Rachel Ramos. Give it up.
The Skinny Show. I can make myself throw up. If I'm sick or have drunk too much, I know that it will make me feel better and get bad things out of my body. Why can't I realize that food is not a bad thing, and it shouldn't make me feel better to get it out of my body? When I look in the mirror, I am disgusted. Every time I eat, I feel like a failure. I even fail at throwing up. I'm all binge and no purge, mentally unable to waste food in remembrance of the nights that I spent hungry as a teenager. But hunger has now become an ideal that I strive for. My hunger makes me feel strong. I shouldn't place plastic surgery in a group with a wedding or a house as things I dream about saving thousands of dollars for. But salad is the only thing I can eat without feeling guilty. I have bad hair days and bad skin days, but I have bad fat days too. On bad fat days, I wear leggings and tops with unpure waistlines so I can attempt to flatter a body that I see as beyond hope. Despite my degree, my husband, or any other accomplishment I have under my belt, the fact that it is a size 14 overshadows it all, like the circus tent I imagine my dresses look like to normal-sized people. But I live under the circus tent too. Every mirror I know belongs to a funhouse. I wait for the act where my perfect body causes my perfect life. My tiny waistline increases my hourly wage and pays all of my bills. My European size 26 jeans make me well received by my colleagues and bring me success in all my endeavors. I am a rapt audience member, waiting for the Skinny Show, enveloped in my circus tent dress.
Oh yeah. Hey, guess who we have in the house this evening? We have this wonderful film crew from the C-Max Studios. Give it up for them. How many people saw the video of the last month's Slam? Okay, a few of you. We're going to try and do this monthly. We're going to put out a little something. So when we call someone up, give it your all. Let the poet feel it. Let the film crew pick that up. We're going to try and start doing this on the regular. We want to get the word out that poetry is here in Fresno, and we're trying to spread the word. Are you going to help us out? Yeah! That's what we're talking about. So Scurvy, let's go get the next poet and get people pumped. We need scores. Yeah, we do, huh? See, I got pumped up already, you know.
What happens when you get sidetracked?
I'm telling you. All right, judges.
I just went with it. All right, we got a 7.8.
7.8.
Yeah. 9.5.
9.5, yeah.
We got a very cleverly designed 8.
8.
We got an 8.5.
8.5.
And we got a 9.
A 9. All right. Y'all ready for the next poet? Yeah. Please welcome to this microphone on a Christmas Eve, Roy Kamen. Give it up. Every time I call his name, all the girls are like, ah! I love it, man. I love it.
I hate myself. Can someone please come to my aid? I'm crying, I'm begging for someone's help. I'm so angry I can't stand the face I see in the mirror at times, even though I'm out of this world gorgeous. Because of my anger, I'm thorough well ugly, and I constantly find myself blaming the same person for all my troubles. All my life I've been compared to you, and I can't stand it. The more I hear it, the more the fact that when people see me, they envision you as a parent. I believe I am you sometimes, because in some ways I've always wanted to be. That's why I chase an unrealistic dream, hoping that if I make it, you'll be proud of me and actually want a relationship. I've even tried to mimic your dark side from time to time. You smoke crack for your highs, so me, I smoke harmless hookah because me knowing I smoke anything makes me feel cool in your eyes. I even snorted Ritalin this one time because I stood up all night studying for finals and I need to be awake for class. I know, the struggles of a dumbass. But I remember always seeing you with a beer attached to your hand, so now I drink vodka till I vomit. So Dad, can you love me now? We have something in common. And can you please talk to me about anything? Hell, I even talked to you about how many women you fucked behind mother's back and compared to mine if that meant us finally bonding. And when it comes to women, I fear I'll be just like you. No, I've never committed adultery, but just like you, I can lie. And just like you, I'm addicted to that paradise that's between a woman's thighs. I believe I'm so good at pleasing a woman because when I'm fucking till all that pain and that anger dies. Shit, I forgot again. Sorry, guys. And when it comes to being a family man, I fear I'll be just like you. And that's a love and hate thing, because on one end, I want to be a family man so I can prove to myself and tell everyone else that I'm not my father's child, but on the same end, I feel that I am. I feel that in that aspect of life, I can become the same man that you are, because I've been told things that left me eternally scarred. I've had a girl fake a pregnancy on me and take me through a loop and have me getting happy that me being a father was actually true. But who knew she was actually a savage? When I went to double check to see if me being a father was true, and the same day she tells me she has a miscarriage. Now, I'm not going to get into that, but here's the part that left me torn to pieces. And the same night, she tells me, you know, Roy, good thing I'm not having a baby because my child would have been just like you, without a daddy. I believe she said that shit because before that fake fact was thrown on me a day earlier, we broke up. I believe she would say and do anything to make me hurt. Basically, that shit she pulled worked. I gave her insight on my past so we could treat each other's hearts like Christmas presents so we could use it to build a tower for each other's future. I showed her the dark hallway of hell that is my life's because I thought she was heaven sent. Just have all that shit blow up in my face on some 9/11 shit. That cloud from that explosion is too much for one person to handle, but I thank God that I found a vent to clean up all that mess. So to you, the girl sitting in the back with the spiked shirt, I want to say thank you for making me see the world clear. It's funny because I can even blame my father for that because I don't know what it is about us Roys, we seem to have a thing for white girls. But, you know what, Dad? I'm happy I can find one thing to blame on you that's good. But this is one thing on my mind that can't leave me. It's the ongoing battle with my sister. I believe my little sister hates me because me and you look exactly the same. So when her and I argue, she's not yelling at me, she's yelling at you. My sister, she suffers from anger like it's some type of disorder, and she takes it out on me because you've never been there to get what's coming. I swear to God, you must have been one hell of a track star, because all through my life, whether it's you being a father, husband, friend, hell, even a man, you've only shown how good you are at running. To my sister, I want to let her know that I'll always be there for her. I'm her big brother. That's a bond that can never be bent nor broken. No matter how much shit you put us through, I want her to know I will never neglect my responsibilities as a man or as a big brother to provide. I love her. Sorry. Nina, I love you. I swear I mean it. I mean it from the bottom of my soul. I promise if given a chance, I will give every bit of love to you that our Father owes. Thank you.
Strong in first round. Give it up one more time for Roy Cameron. One of our past beatdown champs.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Right?
All right, say cheese. Fantastic. Oh, so yeah, let's do that.
All right.
We got
and an exercise of bad taste.
So, there we go.
All right. Selfies. Because your friends are tired of your narcissistic bullshit. Don't put that on a Photoshop thing. That's my meme. That's my meme. I want to do it first. I can get likes.
All right, judges. Let's see what you got.
All right, we got a 7.5.
7.5 in the back.
We got a 7.
A 7 on the side.
In the front, we got a 6.8.
Ooh, 6.8.
In the middle, we got an 8.5.
8.5, redemption.
And in the back, one of the highest scores tonight, 9.5.
Yeah, Roy Cameron. Y'all ready for the next poet?
Yeah.
Oh, a long-time poet, good-time friend. You know, Fresno wouldn't be the same without him. Please welcome to this microphone, Mr. Michael Madrano.
Today I awake to the sonic blast of my turquoise past. In the vast distance of the city streets, my ocular eye went head-on with tomorrow's whisper. My weapon of choice was the inner thigh nerve, which then transformed my leg into a permanent timbalero reunion. Today's battle cry is only relevant to the scarring of America's dream world. Today's dream world is the culmination of a million breaths stomping out existence. Today's existence is only a pigment of our imagination. My vision is tainted with crimson-laced pistol whips on a blistering Sunday afternoon somewhere beyond the river of now. Chaotic bop syndrome of permanent lip reflex. Saxman's iridescent penance sacrifices his tongue, his communion tongue, to the will of Tonatiuh. Impervious flesh of obscene laymen, thick in its own imitation desires, blue to the color of pain, black in its ability to surrender. And electric bass movements, improvisation, third finger, thumb finger, sliding down the neck of anarchy's third wheel, pallid state pushed into the interplanetary cell membrane of ocean-bedded tears, numb in our will to live, conscious in our will to die, frozen in this primitive Chinese Rastafarian experience, eternal earth rhythm of spiritual haikus, and the poet's will to smile at the world's demise. And the poets and the musicians' will, to breathe on impact, and the artist's will to improvise, and on and on and on, and on and on and on we live our lives, beating our blackened face into that very fine, intricate, sweet spot we call the drum. Thank you.
Mr. Michael Madrano, once again, local author, radio show host. He's a man that wears many, many hats, including that one he's got on right now. All right, judges!
What do you have for Mr. Madrano? We have
A 7! A 9! 8.6! 8.5! And a 9 in the front. Mike Madrano with a little stream of consciousness there.
Y'all ready for the next poet? Yeah! From V-Town, Southtown, Visalia. Please welcome Michael Household.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Last week, I conquered giants. The same kind that come from repressed emotions that only grow to block your path. The ones born out of all the oh wells and the maybes, then the ones that drag you by the hair across the pavement, glaring back at you, shouting, "Get over it." The kind of problems that stare back at you with faces that constantly move and contort. Because you see, my problems and I don't see eye to eye. But if an eye for an eye were the cost to see a giant, then the whole world would just be blind. Last week, I dethroned tyrants. The same kind you see in the schoolyard, on the office, the ones who use their scepters as if they were scythes. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bullies, the predators, the vultures who think they are hawks, the jackals who believe they are lions. But the life of a tyrant is always short-lived, since there is always someone out there willing to poison the king. Last week, I overcame my demons. The kind that hide in red and white capsules and brown paper bags. The kind that turns habits into addiction. Addiction to survival. Physical wants into mental needs. The ones that will drive you crazy over your next fix. Withdrawals that send electric shocks down the spine. But look where I'm standing now. Look at the thrones I'm sitting upon. Look at the halos I carry in my back pocket. And listen to the words that I will one day tell my son when he's first pushed down onto the ground, when he's first pushed against the wall, when he's offered his first Oxycontin pill. I will tell him to conquer your giants. Build mountains that will tower over your doubts. Make it so people will want to stand on your shoulders. Overthrow your tyrants by obtaining wealth with knowledge, and cast out your demons with the pain of withdrawal. The symptoms simply remind you that you're still human. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Mr. Michael the Hassle. Give it up one more time. It's our point band for the Loudmouth Poetry Slam in Visalia, another local slam of prominence. Be sure to check that out if you want to know more about Talk to this man right over here. All right, judges!
9.2.
9.2. 8.9, excuse me. 8.99. Just that extra. He couldn't make that extra one. 9. 9.5. And a 9 in the bag for Mr. Mike the Hassle. Y'all ready for the next poet? Please give it up for Miss Lindsay McCormick.
The truth is, 2 months before you died, you said softly in my ear, "Baby, before I die, I want to live." I used to be swarmed with the flood of our adventures, long summer nights, melting our warm bodies, green waters, laughing, the golden champagne. I was a flower for you, growing and growing until I found you in the bathroom that day with needle pricks on your sick, barely beating heart. You had lied to me. All the beauty of us graffitied over with, "Why did I love a junkie?" Now all I see is your black eyes rolling back into your brain, how my lips felt numb and blue with the thought of you convincing me to stay. I would laugh at everything you used to say about the future, haha, because you died by your own will. And I'm forced to endure every single emotion you didn't want to feel. I remember I used to stare at your arms and the skin tone scars on them, and how now those same arms try to take every pen I write with away. Your ghost wants to be a lie. Such a shame that deceased can't do anything except just haunt. Because you gave love a new definition. You gave love a scar so large and deep that every time I see it, I have to close my eyes to allow another to unfold me. Love is not selfishness, overdoses, hospital stays every other day. Love is not taking away the happiness in a lover that was once visibly seen because she was consumed in the daydream of getting you clean. But I am learning to let go slowly. I'm living without your skeleton. My heart is not buried beside you. It's pumping right here. This wasn't Romeo and Juliet. I will never die for you. I am coloring over all the internal scars you branded into me as if it was death's property. I have let others kiss me, your lips no longer a vivid memory. I'm saying no to the black tar hands begging to choke me, and all those stapled excuses you tattooed on my body, they were just temporary. I baptized myself in acceptance, and all those marks you left are coming out of me. I face the ugly truths, all the love, blood, tears, and promises, and what you always handed back, a Ziploc bag of used syringes. Oh, how romantic. I'm releasing my tightened fist. I'm tearing out the death of you from the bones of me. Your diseased purple veins, they are being washed away, finally. Digging your fossilized love out of me wasn't easy, but I'm getting lighter and lighter. Your addiction weighed 1,000 pounds when placed right on top of me. And it's not my fault you gave in to so many sins. It's not my fault you kept adding to them until they filled an entire fucking ocean. I will not drown in that place again. You see, it's not my fault your most intimate relationship was with a black liquid and a spoon instead of me, the girl who loved a man that never knew how to love anything except what the drug dealer handed him for stolen money. If there is anything at all that makes me believe in a higher being, it was you disappearing, leaving behind me, letting me thrive without you. Your suicide is not my story. I'm still angry, I'm still haunted, but I'm running further away every single day. Your limbs no longer mine to carry around. My story is about living, really living. Despite my fears and trembling heart, my story is about finally getting to the last step of my kind of grief, which is painting over all your disgusting heroin out of me entirely. I am the white canvas. Color me in clean love this time, please.
Miss Lindsay McCormick, give it up one more time. Give her all. All right, judges. 9.5. 9.5. 8.8.
In the front, we have another 8.9.
8.9.
And a 9.5.
And a 9.5 for Miss Lindsay McCormick. She's in the competition. Y'all ready for the next poet? A new name. That's exciting. Please welcome up to this mic, and I hope I get it right, Miss Brandy Pinkowski. Give it up.
If I cry, I'm sorry, just because it's my first time performing this piece. Alright. I can recall the time she made me feel like I was music. That each muscle of me was an echo lodged back at her, and she wrote me down on paper and played the strings that aligned with me perfectly. I knew perfection was in the pen I stole from her that summer day because I began to draw significantly better. Each line a trace of guilt, a sketch of shame, taking form into a disfigured woman with ragged hair, and I named her Brandy. I was told that artists are those with a tortured past, distorted emotions taking shape, finding homes in bodies of talent. What a nuisance to be the flower crushed by the hand that planted its seeds. How graceful were the hands that cradled me when I was too young to realize that the world was intended to hurt me, making me harder than any cement piece she could crack. It's gray like my mother's ashes the day that she thought that falling asleep with a cigarette to her swollen lips was worth more than the clothes my grandmother slaved for. Soon, familiarity lied in burnt foil and missing burnt pens, and I began to realize she never held any answers the nights my sister and I cried ourselves to sleep. The nostalgia of the woman we admired embedding in the wooden home she could no longer afford. I believed freedom lied not in wars composed of men with guns, but in the blue bicycle that would tear me away from asking the neighbors for pills that I couldn't pronounce. I remember what the sky tasted like the day she was chained to a chair, the policeman raiding our home because my sister's bruises were announced at show and tell. But not once did she say, "I love you, but my addiction doesn't." Ingrained in my blood, her hands formally pressed to my face the day the doctor said, "It's a baby girl." But I wasn't a baby for long. I'm 17 with a gun in my pocket for safekeeping on nights I feel like it's raining too hard, and my nails feel like digging my insides to be reborn. I slit my throat in 2013 to cleanse myself from never being good enough to fuck, good enough to talk about, but not good enough to tuck in at night. I'm 18 with a hammer in my pocket and a hand that feels lonely from no longer being held, and I nail myself to a cross to be close to holy. My mouth spews sermons that fail me across the street, saying to save me from the voice that continues to carve fuck up in my thighs. But I've discovered I'm not going anywhere close to up, and 6 feet under is too close to the surface. But Mother, tell me of the men that decided to crush your bones. Tell me how you dealt with the aching body that shakes when your neck's fixed didn't quite fix you good enough. Or the men that you would fuck upstairs when my sister and I were hungry. And every morning, I look at myself, wondering if I dress nice enough that people won't leave. As if my self-worth could be measured in pill bottles, like the cuts and scrapes that thought this was the day she wasn't coming home. The voices in my head tell me I'm destined to be like her, and some days I feel like quitting, because her voice locked itself in my vocal cords, and my classmates tell me, just get over it. As if I could erase her from my nightmares, that I cannot look at my skin and think it's a part of her. But I was once told that grace blossoms from destruction, whether it be the times Mom locked me in a closet, or when she told me I wasn't good enough to keep her around. I'm now 19, with a pocket full of hope, determination, and months sober from self-harm. And I know home is wherever I decided to be, and that those who leave, it's not always a representation of me.
Give it up for the poet one more time. Brandy. Fantastic. Yes. All right, judges. some deep, heavy words there. What are you gonna give her?
We got a 8 off to the side.
8 off to the side.
We got an 8.5.
8.5.
In the back, an 8.7.
8.7.
To the side, we got a 10.
A 10!
And the front, another 10.
A 10! All right, Brandy making her mark this evening. Are y'all ready for the next poet? Please welcome to this microphone our door woman, Miss Renee Mounenalath.
This is called #eulogy. Have you lived a life befitting the eulogy that you will receive? Have you taken every day as a gift and given back as good as you have received? No doubt when you die, friends, family will look over your flaws, your mistakes, and potentially the cause of your death. My question now becomes, have you lived a life that deserves the gift that they will bestow upon you when you pass? I had a beautiful friend, an icon in my corner of town. She was a tattooed goddess, a regular at my bar. She faded away and tragically died. She not only deserved the praise and the memories she received, she continues to touch my life and our lives each time that we see the trinkets she always had on hand to give away. My classmate was prepared to marry the love of his life when his 32-year-old heart gave out. He is remembered as someone who battled disease with a calm befitting Jesus Christ. I can attest to his life being one deserving of the tears, the sorrow, and the recognition of the void his passing now leaves in this world. There was a man I knew, always had a smile, a shoulder, or a random dance that he led me through to the music inside of his own heart. He was a cornerstone for so many of our heartaches, our joys, our sorrows, and our silly times. He decided to stay silent in his illness, and we lost a friend suddenly, wondering why our shoulders weren't strong enough to carry him. His eulogy is filled with the question of who will ever replace him in our lives. He earned his praise and adoration. My biggest question now, and I think I obsess over the questions, what did I do today to earn the love and support of my closest, my nearest, and my dearest? Have I lived a life befitting the eulogy I will receive?
All right, give it up one more time for Miss Renee Mounenalath. We don't get her up here very often, so it's not a rare treat. All right, judges! 9.5. 9.5. That's 8. Another 8. Another 8. 9.2 in the front. Y'all ready for the next poet? Please welcome up to this mic, Gilbert S. Give it up.
I'm actually retiring this poem after tonight. I'm going in a different direction with my poetry, so it is no longer being performed again. So I never wanted to write this poem. I found myself putting graffiti on the page before I realized it. I don't want to state its contents or acknowledge its existence because every time I started, I swear, I fall back in love with you. And as an act, I can't stop. I'm jonesing for the next fix. So here I go, relapsing. Damn, this high that you give me when I imagine you. My daydreams have track marks. I need someone here to take all my lines and burn them before I can lay them on a glass mirror and inhale them. I love the color of your eyes. And you have beautiful hair down to here, and it's clear that your smile, it's the one thing in my life worth living for. And if I never met you, I'd be a bird who didn't know how to fly, taking my wings of dead weight and reaching out to a sky and not knowing why, but knowing without it, without that, without you, damn you, I'm incomplete. And like that bird, I take my feet and leap off a ridge, a cliff, a mountain every day and break all my bones if I could get 1 inch closer to you. So I am begging you, stop being beautiful, you imperfectly perfect girl, because I am smitten with your flaws. They're like dancing naked in a blizzard, trying to take pictures of rainbows while running away from a tornado, or trying to put flowers into the barrels of a pointed gun, absolutely stark, ravingly, insanely stupid and catastrophically endearing. And as this poem, it's nearing its end, I find myself in familiar territory. I see that my racing heart is about to crash into the pavement of unrequited, because there's no way that I can deny it. The facts are sobering. That you will never love me. Every time I say these words, my heart breaks all over again. I lose parts of myself and hoping that one day I can lose enough of me that I can unplug these memories of you from my brain, rip these feelings from me from out of my heart, and sew stitches into all the parts of my soul that never, ever wanted to let you go. Which is all of me, because you were my addiction, and this poem is my drug, my one last connection to you, repeating like a scratched up record over and over and over, from beginning to end. Hey, would you like to hear it again? I never wanted to write this poem. I find myself scrolling graffiti on the page before I realized it. I don't want to state its contents or acknowledge its existence, because every time I start it, I swear, I fall back in love with you. And I'm already at rock bottom, so how much further do you think I can fall?
Gilbert S., all the way from Turla!
Got a Valley Coalition.
Valley Coalition, yes indeedy. All right, judges, let's see. That was pretty strong, don't you think?
You got a 9.5.
9.5, yeah. A 9. Okay. 9.5. Coming in, taking names, kicking some booty. Y'all ready for the next poet? Yeah. Please welcome to this microphone the Poet Laureate, James Tyner.
So this piece here, it's about my stepfather, my dad, my pops, my hero. He was a Vietnam vet, in Marines. He's currently suffering from exposure from Agent Orange from when he was in Vietnam. So this poem's about that. Pop's writing his will. Me and Pops were kneeling in dirt. The moistness of freshly watered soil, a hum of shucking as we pull weeds from that softness where grass ends and his garden starts. The air is sharp, smell of cat shit somewhere, but we haven't found it yet. The house will be yours, son, he proclaims, so serious, all of it. And his arms raised, proclaiming this, so serious in his flowers of his Hawaiian shirt, his apron splotched with earth, with dirt, plastic clogs on his feet. His house, it's 2 bedrooms, small yard, a clothesline. He's 68 years old, and for 2 years now, he's been a homeowner, first time. Damn right, he likes to say, smiling when people ask. As he proclaims this, his sleeves drop, his hands still in the air, proclaiming property. What will be mine? What's his? But all I can see is his disease. It's like kisses of shit trailing from wrist to somewhere under his sleeves, under his shirt. The effects of Agent Orange, the papers say. Exposure from when he was in Vietnam, the papers say. But I've been dreaming lately that when he passes, that when this house is mine, I'm gonna throw a party. Invite Agent Orange over. And Agent Orange shall be seated to my left. And when dinner is served and people are cutting through turkey, through light and dark meat, I'll plant my fork in his throat. I want to see that look, the one where Agent Orange's eyes go wide, and he reaches up, and he can't believe he just got stabbed. And this is where Agent Orange gets pushed to the ground. Splash of meat and mashed potatoes raining over him. and I'll smash his groin with kicks, grind heel into his gut, leave the son of a bitch writhing fetal in his own food and piss. Yeah, that's when I'd stab him again. Open up the skin of his throat until that white meat shows. Thank you.
Wow, that's intense. Give it up, our own poet laureate, Mr. James Tyner. Give it up. Like the cadence. All right, judges. 8.5.
8.5.
8.5.
Okay, 8.5.
In the back, at 8.
An 8.
8.5.
8.5 in the front.
A 9.6.
9.6. One more time for the poet James Tyner. Y'all ready for the next poet? We're going to bring up this young man who just tore it up when he first came on the scene here in Fresno. He since moved up north to Sacramento. You're going to love him. Please welcome to this microphone, Mr. Robert Zenz.
Would I've too long carried silently, or the real reason I screamed, "Fuck!" at the pretty blonde barista who would not refill my lemonade for free. Car leaks oil. First week here, leaked oil in garage that isn't mine, got yelled at. Same as you. Been parking in the driveway since. Yesterday, the bluest sky, the sweetest calm, as peace began to, the laziest of days, as peace had started softening my breath back into rhythm, as hope began to knead the tension from my shoulders, did I hear another hurricane, another door slam orchestra. Surprise, my leaky car is still a leaky car, has dripped the blackest army into being, and it is marching, slowly colonizing homeboy's driveway, thus, of course, will soon control the world. Its reach now spans a full 3 inches, from the northern tip of where is just beneath the rain gutter to its farthest southern point, a nearly stretched index away from where the ants have set up shop around a stomped and sun-baked skittle. Clearly, we should all be worried sick. I am a 26-year-old and living with a stranger named my father. He is less a human being than walking bullhorn. Picture high school football coach with drill instructor power trip. Think desperate man who wants to be a father 18 years too late. I haven't met so many people yet. I just moved up in January. Didn't have a choice. Last few years, I've thrown my options overboard like jetsam from a sinking ship. I miss my family. Right this second, I couldn't see my mother if I tried. She lives in Fresno. All my family, all my friends, they live in Fresno. From here inside this Starbucks, that's 180 miles. I can't walk. Today, I fed my last $2 to a starving gas tank just to be here. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be a dick. I know that you get paid to smile, make eye contact, take my money, pour my drink. I know you don't get paid to listen to this bullshit or to be my friend. I didn't lose my mind over some lemonade. I swear. It's just that you have got the kindest eyes of any stranger I have seen in months.
And I was waiting, I'm like, and then she said, Abby, like, what happened? Did she refill it? Give it up for Mr. Robert Zenz, coming back all the way from Sacramento. All right, judges.
A 9.
We got a 9.
Another 9.
Another 9.
8.5.
8.5.
Close it up. This light is really. A 9.
A 9.
And a 9.5.
9.5 for Mr. Robert Zenz. I think we're getting down to the wire in this round, am I right? Y'all ready for the next poet? Please welcome back up to this mic, Mario. Give it up. There he is. Everybody's in the back. Is that the poet section? Do we have a green room back there I don't know about?
I have fallen victim to alcohol. I can't just have one drink. I use it to ease pain. I use it to have fun. I can feel its effects slowing me down. I have had friends tell me I need to take it easy on the drink. The other night I scared myself. I have never got mad when I was drunk before, and it made me someone I'm not. I have diabetes. Alcohol is like slow death to diabetics. I have a strong drive to live and help people. I finally realized how bad of a drinker I have become. My tolerance is way too high. I can drink, mix alcohols, and still never get hungover or even get a headache while drinking. I work with people that struggle with mental illness, drugs, alcohol, and I need to be there for them 100%. Alcohol leads to depression, so the cycle of my depression needs to stop. At the end, it's up to me. Keep drinking and fall down deep, or start to change my ways. It pains me to say this, but hi, my name's Mario, and I'm an alcoholic.
All right, give it up one more time for Mario, one of our long-time contributors. Mario has come out to all the incarnations of the inner ear that I've seen as long as I've been here. When we were at Full Circle, when we were at the art gallery. Longtime friends, so it's good to see him back.
All right, judges. 8.5.
8.5.
7.8.
7.8. And 8. 7.5. 7.5. And another 7.5 for Mario. And we're getting down to the wire. Please welcome up to this mic, Mr. Oscar Sanchez. Give it up.
The title of this poem is Words Best Left Unsaid. She's beauty in virgin form, like April's first sunset. Melting sky blue into crimson red, she melts my innermost being into my innermost mess. Her gentle eyes that speak so bold are soft with every glance, and lips so sweet unlock a smile that's like a young romance. Her weightless touch, like dancing petals falling from a rose, fingers glide down each arm, its comfort from her hands to my soul. Her beauty is so rare, another I could never find. But these are the words best left unsaid, because she has her fate, and I have mine. Maybe another time, a different place, passion's story could unfold, but we are here and this is now, desires longing never told. What could have been had never had its chance. What should have been is just a tease. Now all I know within my heart lies a prison to every word best left unsaid, because she has her fate, and I have mine. So I watch from sacred distance. Time and space has other plans, because every time my hands are free, her hands are in another man's. She'll look my way, I'll turn away, pretending not to notice. A secret glance with hopes or chance to steal or be stolen. But when she's free, heart beating for me, my lips are on another. Time and space has won again. We move on to the next other. But still our eyes unveil the lies. Our tongues have never spoken. It's love to grief, want to desire, no sex, all fire. It's passion buried beneath the mire of these words best left unsaid, because she has her fate, and I have mine. It's self-conscious suicide. It's can't try, don't want to try, because easy is my unprofessed philosophy. And if easy doesn't, then easy does it all the way to the grave. It's easy to not express emotions. It's easy to misunderstand those hopeful hints. It's easy to be naive, not bold. But passion unleashed becomes poison for the soul. Distance will grow, years will pass, secret affections, they never last. We'll find ourselves old and gray. One is dead, the other will attend a funeral for a friend. Unspoken love will take the form of flowers and tears placed upon a grave, but a grave is still a grave, no matter how many flowers are laid. One will stay, the other will walk away, and both will be buried beneath those words that were best left unsaid, because she had her fate, and I had mine.
Please give it up one more time for Oscar Sanchez. All right, judges.
We have in front an 8.5.
We got an 8.5.
We have a 9.
A 9.
9.5.
9.5.
A 10.
just to be sure, is there anyone, because apparently we're operating at a TSA level of efficiency right now. Is there anyone on the list that has not gone yet? All right, folks, that is round one, and can we get a big hand for all the poets? All the poets. Because despite how they make it look, it's not easy to get up here. Because, you know, like they say, that's the #1 fear in America, is speaking in public.
What's the next one?
Death. Number 2 is death. To put it into perspective, that's how freaking terrified people are of doing what you've seen people do all night. So really, this is a Daredevil show is what it is. All right, so we do have a round 2, but there will only be 5 people on the list in round 2 fighting it out. Now, just to keep in mind, there is a scoring process going on. The lovely Marianne right over here is doing all our scorekeeping. Give a big hand for her because she got drafted into it tonight. Now, like we said, we are keeping tabs. There is time that gets knocked off for going over 3 minutes, and we do, if we didn't mention this before, most of you probably already noticed, we do drop the highest and lowest score of any poet to compensate for any audience stacking. In case you bought 20 or 30 friends, assuming that they like you and they want to give you high scores, we balance it out by highest and lowest.
Keep the 3 in the middle.
And keep the 3 in the middle so you get a nice mean. I learned that in algebra. Surprised I remember anything.
I'm surprised too. You are too tall, man, too tall. All right, so this is what we're going to do, my fine fellows. Poets, those who do not make it, please stick around because we want to build community. And when you leave and not stick around for the other poets, you're missing something. You're missing, not only you're being disrespectful, you're missing learning your craft and your trade from your fellow artists. So stick around.
If nothing else, you get to learn how to win money.
That's always good. Free market. So this is what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break. Make sure you go over here to Teasers, Patron the Bar. We're going to let Mr. Domingos play some music on his phone, and we'll be right back. This is the Inner Ear. Thank you for coming out.